In the heart of an old city, a small shop stood with a faded sign, "Time made to order." Inside, it smelled of oil, wood, and tiny springs. The clockmaker, with silver hair and deft hands, sat at his workbench. His eyes, behind a magnifying lens, glimmered with focus. The clocks in this shop were special. Their hands could weave time like threads into fabric. Moments slid along them like strands of gold. People came to him when they needed time most. A mother wanting to hold her son's hug. An old man longing to relive meeting his love. The master would open a carved wooden box and take out a clock that glowed gently. Once wound, it brought back the moment, soft as a melody. Sometimes he stitched extra minutes to stretch joy, or patched holes where grief had stolen days. He always worked in silence, with a faint smile. But one cold morning, the master noticed the drawer in his workbench was empty. The golden threads of time he had saved were gone. He understood. The clocks could no longer mend lives unless he gave them his own time. That day, he stood by the window, watching snow fall on the rooftops. The world moved on, while his own clock ticked away his last beats. In the evening, a little girl entered, clutching a broken pocket watch. "It stopped ticking when my mom went away," she whispered. The master looked into her wide, shining eyes, holding back tears, and knew he had to choose. He took down his own clock from the wall. Heavy, bronze, framed, its face cracked from years. It ticked exactly in time with his heartbeat. From it, he pulled the last golden thread. It glowed softly, holding the sunlight of all the years he had lived. He placed it inside the girl's watch. The hands trembled, moved backward, and the air filled with the scent of spring flowers. The girl's face lit up. In her memory bloomed her mother's laughter, her warm hands, the feeling she thought was lost. "Thank you," she whispered, hugging the watch. "Now I can hear her every time it ticks." When the door closed behind her, the master returned to his workbench. His hands trembled, and his heartbeat grew slower. He glanced at the empty wooden box. There were no more golden threads, and never would be. The room grew still. The old clock on the wall gave one final, deep tick. The master sat down in his favorite chair by the window, where he had always sipped tea, and let his eyes close. Outside, snow kept falling, each flake drifting at its own rhythm, like minutes that no longer hurried. Passers-by still saw the shop as it had always been, but no light shone in the window at night. Years later, the girl, now grown, would return, standing at the door with her watch in hand, listening to its golden whispers. She opened a new workshop in that same place, sewing time as the old master had taught her, but using threads from joyful moments people willingly brought her. Above the door hung the same sign, only now with a new line beneath: "Time made to order, for those we love."